John Proxy. Welcome to the Proximity. I'm having a Control Foundation adventure. I was going to talk to her, wasn't I? Because she's still got more to say.
The Rangers have tapped into an old radio network they found around the Foundation. So if you need backup, just call them at one of the stations.
How did the Hiss get into the Foundation?
Same way we did, I imagine. But you need to remember that the Hiss are the embodiment of persistence. Their nature seems to be one of force, to find every possible vulnerability and exploit it. Their only goal is consumption.
I'm sure there's plenty of goodies for them down here. The nail, for instance.
If the Hiss could corrupt the nail, I'm sure they would have by now. It must not interest them in its broken state. They could be distracted by the numerous unknown paranatural materials I'm sure are lying around. These are the roots of the oldest house. The Hiss will find plenty of ways to make trouble.
They're pretty good at that. So you've never heard of the Foundation, huh?
I've never even seen the name referenced. Clearly it's highly classified, but for what reason? The problem with these kinds of closed-off hidden areas is that they were likely sealed for good reason. But now no one is left to tell us what that reason was.
Any guesses why the Bureau would hide something like this?
I only know what I've observed. This place is spatially rigid, which means it doesn't shift like the rest of the oldest house. And before you ask why that is, I have to admit that I'm clueless. There's some signal interfering with my equipment, making it hard to get a clear reading. It's being emitted from the floor. Maybe I should have brought a jackhammer.
The astral plane is already taking chunks out of this place, Emily. Let's not add to it.
Okay, so whoever decided that your two colours for whether or not a thing has been read or not should be grey and grey, that person that person needs to have a slightly less satisfying sandwich than usual.
So let me get this straight. The astral plane is bleeding into the Foundation.
Correct.
And that's happening because the nail is damaged.
I'd say it's a bit more than damaged, but yes, that is my understanding.
So what's the connection between the nail and the astral plane?
It's a good question. See, I always pictured objects of power as strings between our plane and the astral. If the nail has a similar relationship, then maybe it's more accurate to think of it like plumbing. Now that the nail is busted, sewage is gushing everywhere.
Not the prettiest metaphor.
Because how am I supposed to know? I guess the exit button. Okay?
I should get
So
back
if I
out
talk to her again upstairs,
Agreed.
the
The
exit
astral
button.
bleed won't stop itself.
Hold that button, John. Why are you telling me to? Oh, because of the warehouse. Alright, but we're not doing that. We might come back to it. Hold that button, John.
Don't be a stranger.
That's the bleed. I guess this way? Oh yeah, I see. It's quite dark, this game. Why don't you just break some glass? Lovely. It's just some geysers. I'm not a camera. Stop putting mud on me. I was controlling you, you bastard. You're not allowed to use my abilities against me. You shit. So I was looking at the time. Why would you start me here? If it's a 5, I'll pick it up. Oh, I'm not sure that room was worth it. Or I should be destroying stuff. Probably that, to be honest. Oh, bollocks! Don't start me in the other room again. Oh, fucking really? Oh, I'm swearing here, but... like, you don't need to start me this far back. That looks really cool. I mean, I know it's happened like 100 times now, but I'm just saying it looks cool. I bet you, like, there's no enemies. Like, until I get to the big man again. Look at all this I had to run through, game. I should probably use a smart weapon. Yes. What is the optimal way of killing this guy? Yeah, I panicked. But I've got more health now, so... But yeah, I should have used X. Still can. Lovely. Cool.
This area looks newer. Is it from the upper floors?
That's a clever button to use for that ability. Oh! There are probably smart ways of doing that. There's nothing in the room. What is this called? What's the word for it? The gap? The void? The hollow? Collapsed apartment. That doesn't help me.
There's something behind that his barrier.
There isn't like a proper map, is there? Like that I can check. Oh, I've heard of you. Okay, I think I know what I'm supposed to do. Yeah. I could have just looked at that and realised immediately what I had to do. Like, oh yeah, it's really obvious. Why is it called a collapsed apartment? Because it's collapsed? It's like an airlock. There's a name for it though. I just want to know the name. Well, I want to remember the name. Data entry and filing. Oh yeah, I forget I can just do that through any window. Kiev, AWE 37. A series of reverberating sounds observed in downtown Kiev with no clear point of origin. The event was witnessed by the city's general public. Mental and physical symptoms were reported, including aphasia, sleep paralysis, and excess redacted in the reported individuals. Due to the brief nature of the event, Overseas Bureau agents were not able to respond while it was active. Immediately upon arrival, agents collected audio recordings taken by the local witnesses. All Bureau monitoring stations located at global junctions of acoustic amplifications were directed to monitor any auditory events of similar pitch, wavelength, and duration in an effort to trace the echoes or epicenters. In the following weeks, similar cases were reported from both various amateur sources and Bureau stations in major cities across the globe. Subsequent events diminished in volume and frequency per each occurrence. The event is believed to have generated by planar friction, though this is not confirmed. See file 71849-062 for full hypothesis.
Send a ranger out. Director's orders.
We're in this together.
Oh, it's my ranger. Clunk. Be open already, yeah. Not what I wanted to do. Okay, no, let's abandon that. Oh, I stopped talking for a while, didn't I? my weapon up. Level up my weapons, don't I? Here we go. Lovely. Cool.
Director Faden here. I need a ranger dispatched to my position.
Did I change my gun? Okay, there it is. Oh, come on! Why hit me? Why hit me then? Oh, bollocks. I hope my gun stuff's still done. I think it'll be. That's definitely the gun to use.
I need a ranger sent to this location stat.
Work for me! Oh, it was dumb of me, wasn't it? Where did you go? I think he's a sniper. I think he's a new type.
Reinforcements are here.
Right, where were you earlier? Weapon mod's full. You know what? Let's get rid of. Did you get up here, deployed ranger? What is the route that you... Never mind. Said never mind, but I don't think I actually took it. Route, I don't actually know the way to the next room. God, where's the next room? I'm an idiot, John. It's up there. These pristine rooms that we never investigated. But some around here because it was blocked off. It's there.
Someone call a plumber.
Glad no one was around to hear that.
Dear House of Representatives, my husband Francis read an article before he died about how the universe was really just a computer program. He believed it. I thought it sounded silly, but now I think he was right. Francis was hit by a car a few months ago, a drunk driver. I don't think it was supposed to happen. My neighbour's son, Jeremy, broke one of our windows with a football a week before Francis died. Francis yelled at Jeremy for it. He was a bit harsh. This is important because I see Jeremy on his computer through their living room window. He's on it all the time. Mother says he's a computer whiz. I think Jeremy is operating the computer program. He changed the universe so the driver would hit Francis. He did it to get back at Francis for yelling at him. Is there a way to change his computer and make Francis come back? I have some money, if it's expensive. I don't know how these things work. I I don't care if Jeremy gets in trouble or not. I just want Francis to come home. Francis and I were happy together. I can feel him not being here. I know it's not right. Sincerely, Stephanie Miller. Aw. Just sad. Why did you do that, John? I want to explore. That was a little underwhelming, but... that was neat. One's considerably less interesting. I'm never going to remember the name. How many toilets do you guys need? Dang it. Actually, no, that's like on purpose, isn't it? I might have to be first, I might have to be second. I think I just came back for this stuff. Ah, there we go. This is the Kiev supplement. Recordings of the audio phenomenon was recorded onto the internet shortly after the event. These records circulated rapidly on popular message boards. Communications department utilized this exposure by creating a Sky Trumpet hoax videos and posted related theories to spread confusion, draw attention away from the event's paranatural origin. Industrial noise, particularly the sound of metal drilling, was found to be widely accepted explanation. Theories about sounds emanating from the Earth itself, known as seismic hum, emerged from the public itself and were encouraged by the Bureau to generate further misdirection and eventual public disinterest. Witnesses of the event were monitored discreetly afterwards. Observed symptoms were consistent with redacted deprivation but subsidized after 12 to 15 days. Length of the symptoms directly correlated to the individual's proximity, unsheltered, to the supposed epicenter. One linked, although accidentally caused... What? One linked, although accidental casualty can be listed. He reports for the effects of planar friction on hearing aids. Okay, I wasn't going to mention this, but it is now technically relevant. I filled in a tooth today, so pandemic's going on in real life, so everyone's quarantined, right? Which is very unusual. But I've been neglecting one of my teeth and I needed a filling for literally years. I'm just terrible behaviour on my part. I really could have done something about it. But I was like, well, no, I definitely can't. And it can be painful. So I bought some temporary tooth filling online. And I think it's working. I don't know. I feel like it's probably going to take a couple of days to get used to it. Even though it's temporary anyway. Oh, look, I found a thing. Cool. That was lucky. I was really... This is what we get. Natter John found more things. Anyway, the point I'm making is... It vibrates when I speak at a certain frequency, and ooh, no, I can't be having that. So yeah, it's really weird. It sometimes buzzes when I say certain things.
You're listening to America Overnight, a beacon in the darkest recesses of possibility for more than 29 years. We have another letter from a listener. This one's unsigned, but postmarked from Toledo. It says, "Dear America Overnight, I have the most wonderful appliance for your listeners. It is a miracle of God. A fondue set. A fountain. A blessed gift. Blessed is spelled with a capital B. Go on, they write. Dive on in. It is molten hot. Perfect for meat." No signature. As far as I know, no fondue set was sent to us here at the studio. Just this letter. Wait. I think there's something else in the envelope. Some kind of black powder. With white shards in it? Bone, maybe? Karen. What is this? Karen? We're on the air, Karen. Where are you? What's this powder in the booth? Is this ash? Oh God. Karen? How do I cut to commercial?
Alright, well that was terrifying. That reminded me very much of there's a podcast. Not Night Springs. Night Springs from this game. What's the podcast called? You know the one. Do you? You might know the one. Anyway, it's about spooky. It's a radio show set in like a spooky town, basically. But to the townsfolk, it's all normal. That's just what you did. Yeah. Yes. Welcome to Night Vale. I mean, I feel like I'd have the ability to crawl, but whatever. Gibbs reporting in. It has been 8 days since the collapse, and still no sign of any rescue efforts. Rescue efforts. The Bureau is either completely unaware of our situation or incapable capable of helping us. Or maybe it's intentional. Hang on. I'm just going to take these off and see if it still does it. Gibbs reporting in. It's been 8 days since the collapse and still no sign of any rescue efforts. The Bureau is either completely unaware of our situation or incapable of helping us. Maybe it's intentional. It might be my headphones then. Maybe it's intentional. How many times have we seen the Bureau not give two shits about its own hard-working staff that they go missing in this place? How many times did we let it slide thinking, oh, at least it wasn't me? Too many, I'm ashamed to admit. Anyway, maybe it's just the headphones were on at a particular angle. It was really weird though. There have been some developments. Strange crystals have begun growing on the walls. They seem to block some corridors, but not others. The path to the caves is always left open, but we're not sure why. Luckily, the crystals keep out the astral spike, one that's been hounding us for days. John, Nicolay, and Sarah went to go find the radio, but never came back. We think the spike got him. I think it's hunting us. Doug says spikes only exist in the astral plane. What the fuck is it doing here? If we get out of here, I'm hiring a lawyer. These are unsuitable working conditions.
So that's the altered item. Looks pretty secure.
Okay, I'm going to go back because I hadn't really explored the places before. Seems like it might be a stupid idea too, though.
Warning. Altered item detected in Transport Bay. Access is prohibited per Safety Regulation 18.A.
Okay, fair enough. Glad I went back, though. Oh, crap! I didn't realise I'd gone over. Okay, I'm going to let you go. I've been John Fox in... What? It's the proximity. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Thank you for watching.